Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you know me, you know I have my rig set up to tow stuff. Nothing super extreme on horsepower, but I like the load to sit level, and I like to have good brakes going down the hill. One of those things to make them slow down the hill is PACBRAKE. So you got your exhaust brake, but one other perk you have with that exhaust brake is you have onboard air. And I know a work and play TV's watching this, he's going to say, man, you need airbags on that thing. 20,000 pounds behind 3,500 single wheel. It's going to need some airbags. Well, check this out. These kits, I didn't really think too much of them back in the day, but man, I'm sure glad to have them. Flip of a switch, air compressor's kicking on. How about that? We're not even on the overloads anymore. Level the truck up. Good to go. PACBRAKE is definitely one of my favorite companies. Their airbags, their onboard air, their air system with the switch and the gauge and everything. It's top notch, good stuff. And I love their products. 20,000 pounds behind the truck right there. Airbags got her sitting level. It's all good stuff right there. Go ahead and show you guys the compressor. This is a 2004 Dodge with a 5.9 Cummins in it. She's taking a little dirt to her, but she's nice and purring up here. Pressure regulated at 135 psi, and you got a little half-gallon tank. They do have optional bigger tanks, but that's what standard comes with their exhaust brake. Love their product, but I'm gonna get on the road before it starts raining. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the PRXB exhaust brake from PACBRAKE. PACBRAKE is one of those companies that I've always looked at coming up into the scene, and I always liked just their image. I always thought they're a clean-cut company, and this is my 2004 Dodge 3500. I got a 6-speed NV5600 manual transmission, and it has a PRXB exhaust brake on it. And not only do you get onboard air, reservoir, and you got a little air hose and everything comes in the kit, I believe you get the best exhaust brake that there is on the market today. 20,000 pounds behind the truck, little excavator on my gooseneck. Not a super heavy load, but by no means is it a light load. And we're about to go down a pretty decent hill up here, and I'm going to show you how well this thing works. And this is 20,000 pounds, I would say, is on the high end of how much you want to tow with this. You probably want to switch up to a load leash with this in tow, so you have both of them. But I'm going to start this at 30 miles an hour. Ease into this hill right here. Get her in third gear. Our PRXB exhaust brake from PACBRAKE. Pretty decent hill. I have pretty close to 30,000 pounds right now. Taking her nice easy third gear. It's only 35 mile an hour speed limit through here, so it's not the end of the world. I'm taking her nice and easy, but you know, there could be anything down at the bottom of this corner, but look where it's staying right there at 30 mile an hour. I have not touched the brakes once. Still losing a little bit of speed. I pulled it down to 25. I got a stop sign right here, so I'm gonna actually touch the brakes now. But this thing is just awesome. Towing like a 10 to 15,000 pound load with this truck is awesome. And like even coming down that hill, I just had to take the gear slower, but it made it down the hill. Had zero brake fatigue because I did not touch the brakes once coming down that hill. And that just builds your confidence in your driving coming down the hill. Because I hate coming down a hill thinking, oh, it's getting kind of fast. I've been touching the brakes quite a bit. You know, I wouldn't say it makes you dummy proof, but it builds your confidence a lot more, because you don't need to touch the brakes near as much Like you don't need to touch them hardly at all when you're running an exhaust brake. But it just makes life so much easier having an engine brake. I know new trucks come with it. I have a new truck, but it does not compete with what this thing does. If the worst comes to worst and I have to swap that turbo out, I'm gonna do exactly this. I'm gonna put one of these on there and call it a day, because this exhaust brake, like I said before, I believe it is the best one on the market. A little bit more information on the exhaust brake from PACBRAKE. It's the same similar thing. It goes in your the elbow right off your turbo, butterfly valve. And what it does is, you have a lot of exhaust brakes, they advertise their braking horsepower at a high RPM. What PACBRAKE's design is, it's got a spring that regulates the amount of flow that's going through there. So at a low RPM, that allows that thing to be nice and closed, and you get a great braking power at any RPM, low or high. But then when you start getting up into the higher RPMs, it sounds funny, and it threw me off when I first started running it, but it flutters the butterfly valve in the exhaust brake just ever so slightly, so it doesn't exceed a safe back pressure on your engine. And you probably heard it coming down the hill. I'll try to cut to a piece on it. But so what it does is, it gives you that same great braking horsepower from 0 to the top. And like, I've had several trucks now. I've had the Cummins exhaust brake, factory exhaust brake on the 6.7s, BD exhaust brake, and I will say right now, nothing will compete with how that PACBRAKE PRXB, the regulated model, I believe that's how they say it, how that thing works. And there's no way I could go back to a different brand after running a PACBRAKE. They're just too good. They're great people to work with, and their product is awesome. If you're thinking about an exhaust brake, I would not consider anything else besides what PACBRAKE has to offer. And they make it for a wide variety of other applications, not just Cummins strictly. But that's going to end this video today. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so now. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye.